In high school, the hardest test I ever took had only one question. What do you want to be when you grow up? Many students are currently experiencing the same uncertainty and trepidation that I felt when asked that question. At 17, I was like some of you in this room. Honors and AP classes, straight A's, and absolutely no clue what I wanted to be. My academic interests ranged from biology and physics to theater and creative writing. I wanted to be challenged, to be creative, and to help others and make a difference, but I didn't know how to achieve all of that. But by the time I applied to college, I felt like I had to have an answer, a plan. Not knowing wasn't an option. Doctor was a stable, respectable career and seemed to fit my interest and goals pretty well. So when I enrolled in college, I declared as a biology major with the intention of going to medical school. Sometime during my freshman year, I realized that medicine was not the path for me. I just wasn't passionate about it. So I switched majors. And I switched again. And again. Without a clear purpose, some of those choices were ill-conceived and unsuccessful. For example, it was very clear that chemistry and I were an insoluble mixture. In hindsight, I had forgotten the things that I truly valued and wanted to do with my life. Be challenged, be creative, help others, make a difference. Long story short, after 4 years, I graduated with a dual major in economics and natural sciences. I didn't know about a career or a profession, but I had to find a job in order to support myself. I felt like teaching was something I could do, even though I might not do it long term. Despite not having taken any education classes, I qualified for a provisional teaching certificate with my natural sciences degree. That September, I started my first job teaching physical science to high school freshmen. And I found that I really enjoyed teaching. But I wondered whether I was living up to my potential. You may have heard the saying, those who can do, those who can't teach. I heard that all the time growing up. And the seeds planted by that saying let negativity cloud my mind and influence my behavior. In my job, I wasn't focused on the present, and I'd stopped growing intellectually. Ultimately, the failure that I had been feeling materialized. My distraction and lack of commitment made my supervisors look elsewhere, and I realized that I had to change if I wanted to stay in education. Failure was a wake-up call. I came to Watch on Hills, and I made a conscious effort not to repeat those mistakes again. At first, I was successful, and I grew professionally. But eventually, I fell back into that same rut of feeling unfulfilled, of not being enough. I literally dreamt of going back to college, trying again, proving that I could be something else, something more. And I was right. The person that I was then wasn't the person I was capable of being. It took an honest heart-to-heart conversation with a very dear friend and colleague to make me ask myself, do I really want to be a teacher or not? I decided that yes, I did. But first, I had to confront myself and take responsibility for my own shortcomings. In The Lion King, Rafiki tells Simba, "Oh yes, the past can hurt, but the way I see it, You can either run from it or learn from it. I chose to learn from it. I learned that I had to stop viewing myself as a product of my past, but rather as a product of my present. Taking ownership changed everything. It allowed me the confidence to truly be myself in the classroom, and the courage to become the empathetic and compassionate person I always aspired to be. Today, I've made peace with my past. I'm secure in my passion for teaching, and I feel personally fulfilled in my work. Surprisingly, I found that teaching was everything I ever wanted in a career. Teaching challenges me. It allows me to be creative. But most importantly, it allows me to help others and make a difference. But what about you? You may be experiencing the same thing that I felt in a similar situation to where I was, being asked, what do you want to be when you grow up? And you may not have an answer. It may feel like you're trying to take the final exam, but you haven't even finished the course yet. In that case, my advice to you is to leave the question blank or ask for a new question. If I could go back in time, I would ask my teenage self, what fascinates you? While I probably would have ended up in the same place I am today, the path that I took may have been totally different. As you continue on your path, remember that you shouldn't be so focused on the destination that you miss all the scenery along the way. It's okay not to know what you want to do, what you want to be. If you don't have it all figured out at 17, that doesn't mean you're not ready for college. Yes, some students may have a totally clear objective of what they want to do in college and what they want to be when they grow up and do with their lives. But college is also a time to explore, a time for discovery and self-growth. If you learn anything from my journey, choose the path that aligns with your interests, your goals, your values, your needs as an individual, wherever that path may lead. Also remember that it's okay to change your path, to change your mind. The important thing is that it's your path, your mind. Nobody else can walk it for you, so don't let anyone else decide it for you. As Henry David Thoreau wrote, if a man does not keep pace with his companions, perhaps it's because he hears a different drummer. Let him step to the music he hears, however measured or far away. And if you fail, remember that failure is a learning experience. Failure teaches us to try again, fail better. Finally, you have the opportunity to rewrite the question. Instead of, what do you want to be when you grow up? Ask yourself something that challenges you to be real with yourself. Maybe like me, you'll find something totally unexpected, or something that was there the whole time. Thank you very much.